Hi, my name is Ben West. I'm a candidate for the leadership of the Green Party of BC. What I'm here right now to talk to you about is police accountability. Now, what you see behind me here is a rally that's part of a national day of action trying to draw attention to the Security and Prosperity Partnership. And I think the number of people that you see coming out here and all across Canada is a sign that people don't feel like there's genuinely oversight of our military and police force right now. That our military is engaged in a war that a lot of people don't feel connected to and don't feel like they really understand why we're there and why we're doing what we're doing. And this rally here is talking about how there's no democratic oversight of what's going on in terms of heightened levels of police activity, which we're going to be seeing magnified even more so because of the Olympics that's going to be happening soon in British Columbia. So, just recently, a few days ago in Vancouver, a man was shot by some police officers, and there's been a lot of questions asked about, what's the process that the police right now are investigating themselves? Is this truly appropriate? Is all the information going to get released? And, is this going to result in the best case scenario in terms of serving the public interest? I think that if we are going to be able to, successfully have this higher level of police activity and make it something that isn't an infringement on our human rights, it isn't an infringement on our ability to democratically oversee our own police force and our own military activity, that we're going to have processes in place that ensure that the public really has a say in what this looks like, how this impacts our lives. The issue as to whether this is the appropriate direction for us to take, I think there's some really good arguments to say that, at the federal level we need to be looking at, why is this not something that's got parliamentary oversight? Why are these deals happening, behind closed doors? But even at the local level, provincially, municipally, I think there's a lot more that could be done in terms of ensuring that whatever police activity is taking place, the public really has a say, and we really have some input and some ability to give feedback into, when somebody is shot by a police officer, how do we ensure that was something that that there aren't issues that could be resolved by having more feedback loops that might prevent things like this from happening in the future? And how do we really know that all the information is really getting out when the police are investigating themselves? How do we democratically ensure that we have our safety and security protected? How do we ensure that human rights are protected and at the same time make sure that we feel safe walking down our city streets? And what does that mean in terms of a big picture analysis of our role in the world? Is this sort of what's happening at home a microcosm for what's happening other places? Are we playing a role of being peacekeepers in the world, or are we playing a role of becoming a part of the world police in a way that doesn't really leave people feel like they have control over their own futures, that they have control over their own stake in the world? These are the questions that I think we need to answer, and this, I think, is just a piece of that dialogue. So thank you for putting some time into thinking about these issues.